Do you think you could tell the difference between this and this? Yeah, of course you can. It's because that's a two-stroke engine. So there's two main types of gasoline-powered combustion engines, the two-cycle or two-stroke and the four-cycle or four-stroke engines. The names pretty much explain how they operate. A two-cycle engine completes a combustion and exhaust cycle in only 2 strokes of the piston, and a four-cycle takes 4 strokes of the piston. Let's start with a four-stroke engine because we talk about it a lot when we're talking about cars. The piston moves down and the intake valve opens to let in a mixture of air and fuel. That's the intake stroke. When the piston moves back up, it compresses the air-fuel mixture, and that's the compression stroke. So when the spark plug releases a spark, the resulting explosion pushes the piston back down, the combustion stroke. When the piston gets to the bottom of the stroke, the exhaust valve then opens, and when the piston moves up, it pushes the exhaust from the cylinder out through the tailpipe. And that is the exhaust stroke. It's not difficult to see where we get these names, and the whole cycle in a one-cylinder four-stroke engine is powered by the first combustion stroke. Before we get to the two-stroke, just take a second, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, and that'll give you notifications. I'll wait. Thanks. Now, on to the two-strokes. Well, it sounds more basic. The two-stroke engine was patented after the four-stroke. Carl Benz received a patent for his two-stroke gas engine in 1879 in Germany. He saw 3 of the 4 strokes in an autocycle engine as wasted, and he wanted to fix that. A two-cycle engine has much simpler mechanics. It consolidates the process of a 4-stroke engine into 2 strokes. But how? The piston's really doing a bunch of different things in a 2-stroke engine, so it's a little hard to split up. It's drawing air and fuel into the crankcase while it's pressurizing air and fuel in the chamber, and it's forcing up air and fuel to the chamber when it's being driven down by combustion. On one side of the piston is the combustion chamber, where the piston's compressing the air-fuel mixture and capturing energy released by the ignition of the fuel. On the other side of the piston is the crankcase. The crankcase also acts as an air chamber or reservoir. As the piston drives up on its combustion stroke, it's creating a vacuum to suck in air and fuel from the carburetor through the reed valve. The valve doesn't need to be mechanically actuated because of the airflow. Once the combustion stroke starts, that pressurizes the crankcase, the valve closes, and the air and fuel is forced into the combustion chamber. Meanwhile, it's the sides of the piston that are doing the job of the valves in an autocycle engine, covering and uncovering the intake to the chamber and the exhaust port out of it. The air and the fuel rushing up force out the exhaust, which has a scavenging effect, pulling more air and fuel into the chamber until the piston once again closes things off. Then the air and fuel are compressed and ignited, and the whole thing starts over again. So that one power stroke doesn't have to carry it as far as it does in a 4-stroke. That's why you're going to more often see a 4-stroke engine with multiple cylinders. So you can get more consistent power with fewer cylinders from a 2-stroke, even if it's only one, a 1-cylinder engine. So you may not be making more power per power stroke with a 2-stroke, but you're making twice as many power strokes as in a 4-stroke engine. And 2-stroke engines can work in any orientation, which can be important in something like a chainsaw. 2-strokes are lighter, simpler, and less expensive to manufacture, and also have pretty fantastic power to weight ratio compared to many 4-stroke engine designs. They also have fewer overheating concerns. 3 of the 4 strokes of a 4-stroke engine involve hot stuff. Compression heats up, combustion is super hot, and the exhaust, well, that's just pushing out hot air. In a 2-stroke, each new charge is cooling off the chamber, and often the top of the cylinder is exposed to air for cooling. That's why they got all those dang metal ridges to dissipate the heat into the air. But if 2-strokes are so great, why don't you normally see them engines in cars? Well, they have some pretty significant disadvantages. In a 4-stroke engine, valves allow the separation of the combustion chamber and the drive shaft. This lets oil lubricate the sides of the piston and everything under it without intruding into the combustion chamber. In a 2-stroke, remember you got no valves, so oil's gotta mix with the gas before it gets to the cylinder. The oil and the gas together are gonna do the lubrication. Gas and oil together lubricate worse than oil alone, and gas and oil together combust worse than gasoline alone. So not only is this not as effective at lubricating the system, but it also means that the oil burns up in the chamber. That means more wear, more deposits, and more harmful emissions. In general, two-stroke engines don't last nearly as long as four-strokes. The lack of a dedicated lubrication system means that the parts of a two-stroke engine wear out. Two-stroke oil is expensive. You need about 4 ounces of it for every gallon of gas. You would burn about a gallon of oil every 1,000 miles if you used a two-stroke engine in a car. Two-stroke engines also don't use fuel efficiently. You're probably not getting rid of 100% of the exhaust gases, and you're probably not taking in a perfect air-fuel mix. Two-strokes also produce a lot of pollution. Each time a new charge of air and fuel is loaded into the combustion chamber, some of that is probably sneaking out through the exhaust port. That's why a lot of leaf blowers and lawnmowers exhaust still smells like gas. Because of valve timing, you can change all of those things to perform optimally in a four-stroke engine, and that lets four strokes be super efficient. These disadvantages mean that two-stroke engines are used really only in applications where the motor is not used all the time, and you need a great power-to-weight ratio. In terms of simplicity and the ease of fixing it, a two-stroke easily wins out. So, both engines have their place. I'll ride in my four-stroke engine-powered car to the beach, then get on my two-stroke powered jet ski while brandishing my two-stroke powered chainsaw. I'm coming for you, sharks. Oh, crap. What if a shark gets their fins on my chainsaw? Well, look for me in the news. Please subscribe to Donut. It's how we get to make new shows. We want to make you happy. From websites and online stores to marketing tools and analytics, Squarespace is an all-in-one platform to build a beautiful online presence and run your business. You got a business? You got a hobby? You interested in anything? Good! You need a website. Make it with Squarespace. Oh, but I'm not a graphic designer. How can I make it look good? They got templates, you goofus! They got it all. Domains, websites, online stores, marketing tools. Head to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/sciencegarage to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. That's squarespace.com/sciencegarage. Guys, it's time for the little yellow button right here, and it replaces what was a green one. Learn about some of those valves, check out this video on VTech. This is a kick-butt wheelhouse. Go to shop.donut.media. We have new shirts, guys. This is some high-quality stuff. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram @DonutMedia. Follow me @BitsBardo. Don't tell my wife how much oil that bike burns.